Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my videos. Yeah, go back to my previous videos and watch. I'm sharing a very informative and a very useful content for people who actually want to travel abroad or who want to teach abroad. So yeah, I'm dressed like this today. I think this topic needs the abaya. Guys, we call this an abaya. If you don't know, like me who didn't know what is an abaya when I came here, this is an abaya. Islam or Muslim women wear it to cover everything so their body does not become exposed to other men. Yes, they wear it to cover themselves. They wear clothes inside. They wear normal clothes inside. You know, they wear jeans, they wear whatever, but they use it to cover, to cover the curves, to cover whatever put body part, like the boobs and whatever. So this one is called a hijab. They are not supposed to see their hair as well. So yeah, no man should be interested in them except for their husband. So this is the reason for wearing this. And yeah, with the Middle East women and also the Saudi women, they actually cover everything. They cover everything, but at least the Muslims in South Africa, they just cover like this. I've also seen the Muslims in Indonesia, they also just cover like this. But yeah, the ones in the Middle East or in Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, they actually cover everything. Some even wear the hand gloves. I don't know. Yeah, they will literally cover everything, and it's a big thing. Yeah, that's why we are doing this video. I'm here to talk about the culture shocks for me in Saudi Arabia. First and foremost, one was when we had an orientation via Zoom. I was still in Korea, so my first culture shock was when they speak, they use the word hamdulillah or inshallah. Hamdulillah means praise be to God. Inshallah, it means God willing. I mean, even in our Christianity, we use it. In our Christian religion, we used God willing. Yazi you know, we do use those words. They also use it, but here they use it like almost after every phrase. So when we had our orientation, they'll be like alhamdulillah. I'm like, did I miss something? Is there something that I missed in the email where I have to, what is alhamdulillah? But when I got here, I realized is their way of speaking. Like if you ask someone for something, they'll be like, I will do it tomorrow, inshallah. And yeah, so they use it a lot, inshallah, blah blah, inshallah. And also alhamdulillah, right? And then yeah, I'm actually learning Arabic as well. They have like mashallah. Mashallah means what does it means praise be to God. Like if I say, yeah, I'm from a family of 10, and someone says, oh mashallah, it means wow, that's great, that's good news or something like that. So my first culture shock was alhamdulillah and mashallah. I think also this part was me being ignorant. I'm like, every Muslim everywhere in the world, they do this, but I never really paid attention to that. So my second culture shock was the heat wave. When I got to the airport, I knew it was hot in Saudi. I knew all this information, but the way it hit my face with my tracksuits from winter in South Africa, I was like, what just happened? I just started sweating instantly upon arrival. So it was so hot. Yeah, it's very hot. It's still very hot. We don't do much during the day. Actually, there's nothing to do unless if you go and do indoor sport, go to the gym, go to the mall. But walking around, jogging, going to the park during the day, it's not, you cannot even attempt to do it because you will just feel hot. You will just go back. Nobody will tell you, hey, it's too hot, go back. You'll just go back. So we live in a desert, obviously. is too hot, right? And also, yeah, that was my second culture shock. I knew it was hot. I've been to a desert before in Israel. I knew the heat in the desert, so but it was in the desert. There were no people. But here we actually live in the desert with houses and everything. So yeah, it was my second time experiencing that type of heat. But yeah, the first time I experienced it, I actually went to the desert where there's nobody. And yeah, but here people actually do live here. My third culture shock will be when I go shopping. We don't pay for plastic bags in Saudi Arabia, so they pack two items in small bags. Like I had so many plastic bags, like I went to buy so many things, but actually I didn't. So I was just shocked, like why can't we just have two big plastic bags and put everything? They are so small ones, you know. And then yeah, that was a culture shock for me. It didn't make sense. Like why why so many plastic bags? What am I gonna do with so many plastic bags in my house? My fourth culture shock was the a lot of apps. There's an app for everything, for anything. If we were going to toilet online, I'm sure there was gonna be an app for that. So I have so many apps. I had to delete some of my apps in my phone, like my Kakao Talk, my WeChat, a lot of apps. I had to delete them because I have to accommodate these many apps that are in Saudi Arabia. They're just apps for everything, and some of them I still didn't download them. I'm yet to download them. I'm thinking, which one am I deleting? Who am I erasing in my phone? So there are so many apps. And my other culture shock, this is the fifth, right? I hope I'm counting right. The fifth one is how the roads are actually structured. So my house is here, but when I come back from school, instead of just coming straight to here like this, we have to go all the way back and turn so I can come back to my house. So all the roads are structured like that. They don't have so many four-way stops like we have in other countries, including South Africa. So that was a culture shock. Like I can see I'm passing my street. My street is here, but I have to go straight and go all the way to turn around and come back to the same street. So I feel like this is not good, especially if you are using an Uber, because like sometimes I just feel like just drop me here, I'll walk. But when I go do shopping, it's impossible because how am I gonna carry the plastic bags? So I just let the Uber go all the way and come back and go all the way and come back just to get to the place that I can literally walk for 5 minutes. So yeah, so those are some of the culture shocks. And yeah, I didn't know how big this thing of covering the head is. It's very big. It's very big in a way that when the teachers sees or they hear there's a man in the building, they literally run. Like how you run from a thief or from someone bad, from a bad person. That's how they run. From a police, they really run because no man should see their body, should see them without an abaya, shouldn't see them without a hijab. So yeah, it was the running for me, because first time I ran with them, because when someone runs, you are sitting with people, they are running, you have to run. You find out later why they are running, right? So yeah, they told me, oh, it's okay, Lebu, you can stay, but for us, we are not supposed to do that. And then I remember the other day at school, I was taking pictures of the kids because they were doing some activities. There were teachers in the background. They were not wearing their abayas or the hijabs, but they are still dressed decently. So they asked me to actually delete those photos because they're not even supposed to see the body. Even if the face is not there, even the body, nobody should see that. So, because I really liked those photos, I went and cropped them out. I started cropping those teachers out, and some pictures there's no way I can crop them out, so I just deleted them. So this is how big this thing is. Like, this covering of the head and covering of and wearing of an abaya is a big thing in the Islam religion. So my other culture shock, this one I've heard in South Africa, they'll be like, oh, it's a Muslim store, they went to pray. But here I had to learn their praying times, because when I go shopping, sometimes they be like, can you wait? I have to go and pray. So yeah, wait, and that would be like maybe 15 to 30 minutes. Yeah, they stop everything and they go and pray. So now I know what time they pray. They pray 4 to 5 times a day. The first prayer is at 4, the other one is at 12, the other one is at 3, something like that. But I think they're praying 4 to 5 times every day. The other one is at 7, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected. Yeah, they told me, I just forgot, but I think they pray 4 times every day. And also, when we are in the staff room, someone will just lay them a mat. They just lay the mat and start praying pamguako. Me, I'm thinking when you pray, you go somewhere secret and pray, right? But they just do it pamguako. The first time I actually walked out of the staff room, I feel like, okay, this person needs to have an encounter with their God, so I should give them their privacy. But I've realized, nah, man, this thing is gonna happen as long as I'm there. So these days I just let them do their thing and I carry on with my work. So yeah, that was quite shocking for me, because in Christianity you don't just stand and start praying in front of people, especially if you are not at church or you are not in a gathering, in a fellowship, right? So for me that was a shock, and they do it everywhere, be it at the mall, be it anywhere. My other culture shock was when we went to a chalet with my Ethiopian friend family. So they were leaving at 6. I'm like, at 6 a.m. we are leaving. Why are we leaving so early? Because I'm used to checking out at 11. Maybe the earliest will be 10, like 11, 12. Those are the normal checking out times for any place, motel, hotel, hostel, whatever. But we were checking out at 6, and we ended up leaving at 7 because it was just too early in the morning. So that was another culture shock for me, if I may put it that way. I actually have a lot of culture shocks, and another one was with my students, because with the Arabic kids, with Arabic language, they write from here, from the end where we stop, that's where they start. So they where we stop writing, where we put our period mark, that's where they start writing all the way going there, right? So when I teach them and I ask them to write maybe a girl, they'll start with L, and they'll write R, they'll write IG, and they write So I'm like, wow, this is quite interesting. So this is mainly caused by Arabic, the way they start writing from the opposite direction as us. So it's a bit of a challenge to also train them, to tell them, you know what, here you have to start from here to there. So if they are writing there, for example, they'll start with EHT, going backwards. So that was another culture shock for me. And yeah, that's basically that. There are a lot of culture shocks. If I start talking, I think I'll take the whole time. We walked in one mall the other time. There was no music, there was no sound, there was nothing. You just hear footsteps and people talking. You know, at the mall, you go to a certain store, they'll be playing, even if it's a classical music, there will be some, you know, some music. But at that mall, it was, you just hear footsteps, pa, 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 and people talking. So for me, I'm like, a little bit nyana music, nothing, you know. So yeah, even the fact that I have to start work from Sunday to Thursday, it's something that I've never done in my life. So it, yeah, that's another culture shock. Like, yo guys, so I have a lot, I have a lot of culture shocks. So I'm just sharing with you the ones that I can remember, the ones that I can think about out of my head. And yeah, the other one, I didn't know there was a coffee called Saudi coffee. Um, yeah, there is a Saudi coffee, and it's quite different from any other coffee I've ever tasted. It's very different, and it's part of the culture. Like, let's hang out and drink coffee, and they share this coffee in very small cups. The cups are very small. You know, when you drink a shot, they have these small glasses, so those cups are like the same size as a shot. So they'll be sharing with everyone. So my colleagues will normally bring a flask, I don't know the other word for flask, and then they will share with everyone in those glasses, those small cups. I'm like, wow, this is so interesting, and the coffee is so different. And the other thing I didn't know about Saudi is like they're big on perfumes. I didn't know this part. They are very big on perfumes. Like, they've got good smelling perfumes. So yeah, like, I'm thinking, should I start a perfume business? What should I do with this? And yeah, they've got that. You know, they have good perfumes. And what I like about the Saudi people, they are very clean. They are very clean. Them and cleanliness, they are best friends. Whereas Chinese and cleanliness, you know, it's a different story. It's the opposite. So they are very clean. I really like that about them. And also, what just shocked me is, like, there are so many foreigners in Saudi. I didn't expect that, because I'm used to China, where you find a large population of Chinese, Korea, a large population of Koreans. But here you get Somalis, South Sudanese, you get Indians, you know, all these nations, they are here. So it's very diverse. And you get this black Saudi Arabians, they're like, oh, but you don't look like an Arab girl or an Arab boy. But they'll be 100% Arabic. They'll be looking as black as me, or even worse. And yeah, I didn't even know that, like, South Sudan is just in the border of of um of Saudi Arabia. They are very close. They speak Arabic. I didn't know that, you know. Yeah, all these countries that are close to Saudi, from Africa, North African countries, they speak Arabic. So Arabic is a big thing here. So I have a lot of people from Ethiopia. They can speak Arabic, but they cannot speak English. So yeah, so there were a lot of culture shocks. And even how Saudi is very accommodative of other countries. We have doctors, cleaners, nurses, and IT specialists. So it's very accommodative. It's not just you can only be a teacher as a foreigner. You know, in China, Korea, it's something somewhere between those lines. You know, if you want a good job, you can be a teacher, or you can be yeah, you can be a teacher. You can just be a teacher. So here there are a lot of opportunities for foreigners, especially if you can speak Arabic. There are a lot of Egyptians and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'll do a part 2 of more culture shocks. For now, that's all that I can share, as I'm enjoying my abaya and my hijab, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, guys. I see you. Bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube videos. Thank you for watching. Bye.